I think the main issue is making sure that Iran itself does not recommence its nuclear weapons program, that they don't have any aspect of it in their possession, not just the enriched uranium, but centrifuges and a lot of other equipment associated with the nuclear weapons program. That is obviously done most efficiently in a permissive environment where the U.S. and others experts could package up the program safely and transport it somewhere else. In the case of the Libyan nuclear weapons program, for example, which was much smaller, much earlier in its development than Iran, to be sure, in 2003 and 2004, U.S. and U.K. Officials came in and literally just packaged it up and took it to Oak Ridge, Tennessee, where it is now. I think we could do something similar with Iran's program in a permissive environment, but it would take a lot longer because it's so much further along. I think in the absence of a permissive environment, the most important thing is not to allow the highly enriched uranium or other aspects of the program to fall into the hands of terrorists or other rogue states. And in conditions of uncertainty inside Iran, that might require somehow isolating the key locations, Esfahan, Fordo, Natanz, perhaps a few others, to making sure the material was safe. But there's no doubt that trying to dig up what's been buried and move out the centrifuges and other equipment associated with the program is very difficult in a non-permissive environment. So there, the use of force would be to protect it from falling into the wrong hands. I don't know how any of this is going to play out. We may be on the verge of a ceasefire if you can believe the media reports, where I'm not sure we'll ever get any of the nuclear program removed from Iran. Again, all we know at this point about the possible deal is what's in the press and whether Iran is actually offered to send the enriched uranium elsewhere, to Russia perhaps, which I would find unacceptable, since Iran is kind of a proxy of the Beijing-Moscow axis. But it's I think the regime in Tehran is still determined to have nuclear weapons. They may make temporary concessions. I wouldn't trust them to abide by their commitments over the long term, but it looks like we are moving in that direction where there may be restraints or inhibitions or other steps taken against the nuclear program, but the fundamental reality that Iran would still have the capacity to press ahead with nuclear weapons development would remain. I think that's very dangerous, but that looks to be the direction we may be heading in. I've said for decades that the only way to be certain about Iran not having a nuclear weapons capability is to remove the regime of the Ayatollahs and the Revolutionary Guard. Their ideology is fanatic and based on aspirations to achieve dominance within the Islamic community and hegemony in the geographic Middle East. And I think as long as that regime exists, peace and stability in the Middle East are impossible. And the nuclear threat, along with their terrorist activities, are threats on a global basis. So, we can get the Iranians to say they won't seek nuclear weapons. They've said it dozens of times over the past 30 plus years. They signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty over 4 decades ago, saying that they wouldn't pursue nuclear weapons. They say it a lot, and then they go ahead and do it anyway.